Darth Vader revealing himself as Luke's father, Indiana Jones switching a bag of sand for the golden idol, that dude at the end of Gone with the Wind saying, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." Although getting to that point of the movie is really hard, because Gone with the Wind goes on forever. I'm 99% sure it actually never ends. Anyway, all of these are iconic movie scenes that we all know and for the most part love, and for good reason. They've had genuine impact on our lives and may even trigger an emotional response. Maybe your first kiss with the opposite sex came during that classic moment in Star Wars, which is insulting really. You should have been watching the film. The same goes for Hollywood remakes that completely screw such memories up. It's one thing to try and capture lightning in a bottle twice, but some movies just miss the point entirely. I'm Simon from Whatculture. This is 10 movie remakes that completely screwed up iconic scenes. Number 10, The Karate Kid. Wax on, wax off. It's beautiful. So much so, it's almost poetry. As a young Daniel's son learns the way of the martial art through, of all things, sprucing up Mr. Miyagi's car, it's like a life lesson for us all. Things aren't always what they seem. Trust in your elders and search a little deeper. That's powerful stuff right there. And what did they do in the 2010 remake? Replace wax for a jacket. So jacket on, jacket off. What does that even mean? And think how nuts you're gonna look doing it. Either wear the damn thing or don't. You know how you feel about the current temperature. They should have just left things be. Idiots. It didn't work. Number 9, ROBOCOP. I didn't hate the ROBOCOP remake, and that's mostly because I love ROBOCOP. He's a robot, he's a cop. That's just easy to love. Plus, Michael Keaton is in it, and Michael Keaton is great. One of the most impactful moments of the original is how Alex Murphy, the man behind the helmet, dies. Director Paul Verhoeven is a master when it comes to shockingly gory action scenes, and this one in particular is unreal. Not only does Murphy have his hand blown right off, but he's then inundated with shotgun shells as his killers laugh at him. It's downright disturbing. In the remake, he just gets in a car and it blows up. I mean, it's alright, and the fact it had a PG-13 rating meant it was always going to struggle. But man, those two scenes do not carry the same weight. Number 8, The Hitcher. In case you're not aware, The Hitcher is 1980s B-movie horror at its best. Despite that though, it has one scene which is particularly hard-hitting. When serial maniac John Ryder kidnaps Nash, he has one plan for her: to tie her between his trailer and a truck he's driving to, well, rip her into. It's especially tense because of how he teases this kill, the surrounding cops knowing that if they shoot Ryder, his foot would slip off the vehicle's clutch, and that would be that. You got a person that's now 2 people. It doesn't matter anyway, because when push comes to shove, he actually goes through with it, the scene fading to black before you see anything. Leaving it to your own imagination gives the whole thing so much more weight. In the remake, well, the roles are reversed to begin with, and the filmmakers just show you everything with gore mode whacked up to 100. I mean, it's fun and all, but it's just not the same. It's like something from a video game. Number 7, Godzilla. The 1954 adaptation of Godzilla may be a joke nowadays. It does look awful. But it hit in the right places, namely when the beast was destroying a city. It may just have been a man in a suit, but you saw it tearing down buildings with little to no regard, as you'd want from such a creature. In 1998, when Roland Emmerich tried his hand at proceedings, it was all just too, well, Hollywood. Shot low so half the time you can only see the monster's feet, it was too well hidden, meaning you never got a real sense of how much terror was being caused. I get it, and that's Hollywood for you. But sometimes, just give us what you want, which in this case is a giant monster beast dinosaur thing tearing the roofs off of buildings. It's not hard. Number 6, Psycho. This was a stupid idea before it was even an idea. The shower scene in Psycho is literally too iconic. Nothing you can do will remove it from people's heads. So it's better to just not try, let alone copy it verbatim. And yet that's what happened in the 1998 remake. It's recreated shot for shot, the problem coming in how it looks and feels. Hitchcock's original was designed with monochrome in mind, which is where a lot of the unsettling nature comes from. So to see it played out in full colour just doesn't work. We all remember what it should look like. Anything else is just met with a big fat meh. Number 5, The Vanishing. If you've never seen The Vanishing, know this. It has one f***ed up ending. After main man Rex's girlfriend Saskia vanishes at the start of the movie and is never found, Rex spends years obsessing over it, as you would if a loved one just vanished into thin air. When her kidnapper hears of this though, he agrees to explain all to Rex on one condition. He has to go through the same thing she did, which he does, and then wakes up in a coffin after being drugged. So he's buried alive, she was buried alive, Roll credits. Pretty dark, right? Well, not if you watch the English language remake in 1993. Not only does Rex's new girlfriend Rita manage to track him down and get him out of the grave, but they then go and kill the person responsible and write a novel about it. Of course they do. Gotta please that Western audience. Number 4, Old Boy. Man, remember when they announced they were remaking Old Boy? People went crazy, like they'd just been told they were getting a new set of parents or something. It was really weird. With that said, maybe the whole mother-father thing was a little too close to home, because the twist in Old Boy is that the main character has accidentally been having sex with his daughter throughout the movie. Right. Okay, that is a thing now. When Spike Lee remade the film, however, he felt it necessary to try and trick audiences who would know what's coming, which is pointless. Spending a large portion of the movie basically saying, ha! This time that's not the case, they're not related at all. It then turns out they are, and that the villain of the piece hired an actress to play his fake daughter so he wouldn't know what he was doing with his actual daughter. Waste of time that, and utterly stupid. Number 3, Straw Dogs. If you've never seen Straw Dogs, it is one of the most controversial movies ever, and it's all because of one scene. For starters, it holds little back and shows a woman being raped almost a little too graphically, if we're honest. It also seems to insinuate that the victim may be enjoying it. If you think that's all a little much, it's because it is, and you'll still see people debating it today. This is why the remake deciding to go in the other direction was the right move. The scene remains, but this time there's no ambiguity whatsoever. Both are a tough watch, mind. Number 2, Planet of the Apes. It's another psycho, this. If you're remaking Planet of the Apes, you're just setting yourself up for a fall. Tim Burton fell foul to just this. Knowing he couldn't just redo the whole, oh my gosh, this planet full of apes is actually just Earth with apes that have risen up to take over spiel, he constructed some bizarre time travel thing where protagonist Leo goes back to his own time to find that Earth is now ape-ridden, and that the Lincoln Memorial is now an ape, or something. I mean, what? And how? And why? Even Burton has admitted he doesn't really know, and this whole thing was added at the request of Fox. It was a mistake. Number 1, The Wicker Man. Know how the original Wicker Man ends? Sergeant Howie, who has spent the entire movie trying to save a missing girl who's been a target for a pagan sacrifice, realizes that's a load of shit. It was in fact a ruse, and these nutbags want to sacrifice him. And then he dies. What a horrible way to go out. When Nicolas Cage showed up in the remake though, things were entirely different, mostly because he didn't take it seriously at all. Now, in many ways, this is wonderful. Cage is so over the top, it's almost tearfully funny, but it completely removes any emotion the film's climax is meant to have. Even then, however, I still think I prefer this interpretation. Know of any other movies that ruined iconic scenes? Let us know in the comments below, and then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Then come follow me on Twitter at SimonMiller316. I'm Simon from Whatculture, and I'll chat to you again soon.